we're back, Philippines. How ready is Manila for that big disaster, for that big earthquake? And we have the privilege and honor to have our superstar in his own way, Mr. Fred Hamily. Yes. Hamily, that's letter J. And he's talking about us, where the fault line's going to be and how should we prepare. And he was saying that already they have recommended to the government, and apparently Makati is already ready for security forces that will come to our defense. And he said that it would be nice that the government will put it under military takeover. Because like Yusek said last week, there should be an incident commander immediately and visible in uniforms and security forces with him to avoid anarchy. Okay, let's continue, Mr. Hamley.
Like, it's already, our security forces, that's already part of their job, right? And another is, people, in case of disasters,
the rescue disaster,
they already look up to this uniform personnel. They don't need to be told what to do. They will respect.
They will follow
the uniform. So that's already
Hey,
part
Philippines, when somebody in uniform, in rescue uniform or in military uniform, and it's the incident rescue operators and how do you call them? Forces, we must follow.
And not only that, these are the people who are trained.
Yes.
Right? Trained to secure the areas, trained to respond, okay, and to help.
And they have the communication, what to do.
And they have already set this up. They have already prepared for all these things. They are even prepared to worse than what we expected by the experts.
So they're being trained already? Are there many forces, rescue forces being trained already?
Right. This past year, I'm part of the group that have been training. I'm actually part instructor in Center for Disaster and Emergency Management, one of the institute there in University of Makati.
Oh, okay.
And we have been training, our Philippine National Police have
rescue operation.
They have this rescue group. All their divisions, all their
are really trained.
They have set up members to become rescuers, and we have been training them for this past 1 year and a half.
And they will be in uniform, right?
They should be in uniform.
Police uniform, or they say rescue uniform?
Police uniform,
okay.
But well trained in rescue. And other groups also from the military, especially the
Marines?
No, not the Marine. Our, we call that engineering and construction group.
Oh.
They're the ones who will be involved. Because other
engineering construction group.
Other members of the military will be in charge of the security.
Okay.
All right. So these are, separate from the ones who will be responsible.
But now that you have, this is still just recommendation. There's still not a full black and white rescue plan, template, not yet. Makati has.
There is already one set up by MMDA and together with our NDDRMC. Alright, so there's already a set up plan.
My question, I live in Makati, particularly Makati, are we ready?
Yes, I know. I'm sure.
I love the certainty in your voice.
Yeah, because he is from Makati, and his family and friends are.
I'm still confident to stay in Makati.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope our local officials are listening now in Makati.
Even if they're not listening, I'm sure they're.
Okay, we love the certainty.
Yeah, because he said in the Makati University they've been doing their trainings, and so Kuya knows.
I'm concerned.
Bjorn.
I'm concerned about something you said earlier. You said the bridges will be coming down, right? And I've lived through a big earthquake, actually several big earthquakes in California. And also you get to learn something from those when those are happening, right? And one of those things that was learned in California was, yes, the big wages didn't come down, but some of that would have been preventable. And what they found out was, because the earth was moving up and down, the pillars that were holding up the bridges they were hammered on. And so they
So
became
they were
short
not
every
flexible.
time. They were not moving side to side, but they were moving up and down. Right? And so in that kind of earthquake, the pillar becomes shorter and shorter. It gets like hammered down, right? And what they learned, if they had put metal sleeves around those pillars, that could have been prevented to a large extent, you know, and prevented those bridges from coming down completely and killing all these people that were under the bridge. You know?
But I like that point.
Yes.
So they should be building those bridges and those flyovers the way they build a building, where there's a flexibility.
Well, but also there should be metal sleeves around the pillars, which I do not see.
Yeah.
Even on the brand new construction of the Skyway, it does not exist, right? This is very cheap to add. You know, it's very cheap, and it's like cheap insurance. You know.
But that's why Mr. Hamidi was saying the bridges will fall.
Yeah, but imagine what happened in California was the traffic was horrible for 1.5 years. Imagine the same thing happening here.
Correct. And a Friday.
Traffic already is horrible the
Afternoon.
way it is. Now imagine all those skyways coming down, all the bridges coming down. What will that do to Manila traffic, right? And the sad thing is that can be prevented to a large degree. You
So
know?
what can we do to that? Have you gone through all those have your team gone to check all those flyovers?
Actually, it's not the flyovers that will be the problem, because certainly part of it will be damaged. You remember this Ayala Bridge, near Malacanang or going to Malacanang? Ayala Bridge.
Yeah.
They call it the Ayala Bridge.
Yep. They're already
It's in Malacanang, Ayala Bridge pala yun.
they're already repairing it. They're retrofitting it already. And what I heard is Guadalupe will be the next one.
The Guadalupe Bridge.
Are they
Yeah.
putting metal sleeves
Yes.
around the pillars? Oh,
They call it retrofitting.
retrofitting.
So
Oh,
they
I
are
have to go
preparing
look
for
at
that.
it. Yeah.
In consideration of the
Retroplating.
But what's such a surprise for me is that
Fitting.
this was not done on the Skyway. It was just a brand new, even the Skyway extension is a brand new construction, right?
Which skyway are you talking about? The
Going
one going to
Alabang,
Alabang?
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Going
it's my
Alabang.
good friend from Indonesia, diba?
Why didn't they do
Maybe
that?
we
you
did
know?
not pay them enough. Joke!
Oh, the wrong person. Huh?
Yeah, but diba, isn't
Joke
it?
lang, joke lang. huh?
Yeah, joke lang. Isn't it, brother, Mr. Hamili, the South Superhighway Bridge, or how do you call it, the Skyway Bridge?
Sorry.
They said that's also a fault line.
there's one crossing, crossing Islix.
Yeah, the one going to Muntinlupa, you mean?
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
one.
the
So,
weak point.
The Skyway will be surely affected.
You know, one question I have with all of this discussion, I'm not sure if you have the answer or someone listening has the answer. The fault has been existing already, and people know about the fault,
Yeah.
right? It has been here for hundreds of years, and it has already been studied by fieldworks and the RMC and everything. How come a lot of these superstructures
Are still built in there.
were still built on top of it or near the fault?
At the same question, I was watching San Andreas Fault. Why did they put a highway and a bridge where there's a fault?
Exactly.
It's almost unavoidable, actually. You know?
Maybe for movie purposes.
Probably they say, oh, it takes many years.
Yes.
We'll just find another way later on when
Maybe
it comes.
we can retrofit.
Okay, let's ask the expert.
Yeah, remember what our expert, Dr. Solidum, had said
Yes, sir.
about this coming earthquake. They are just basing it on history. Alright?
Ah, that's
What
right.
happened, right? So the last earthquake we had in this West Valley Port was something like 1868. And so according to them, record history is between 400 to 600 years
Can happen.
can happen.
Oh.
And we are now at the 350 or so years
Yes.
after the last.
Yeah, 357 years. And when I remove that, we are now in the 2015. We are right.
Yes, you're right. So, well,
You talk about it, seems harvest.
Okay.
Harvest time.
Ready for harvest.
it's like, it's now, we should have been prepared by this time, right?
Yeah.
We
Especially the new construction should have been prepared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
There's
same
no
way-
excuse, really. There's no
The
excuse.
same way, what happened in Nepal, it's not only in the Philippines, not only in Metro.
correct. They also were
The damages
taken
there
aback.
were also the same. We have seen the highways that had, they call it, I forgot. There was a rearrangement of all sideways. So the highway was cracked sideways.
ah.
This was a new highway in
So then it
in Nepal.
moves.
It can
When
move.
the plate moved, it can really
Yes.
move.
4 meters.
Yeah.
Different. And this highway was very new.
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
away. 2 years ago.
And it cracked.
And it cracked. And why?
So you cannot control. Depends where the epicenter is, right?
Yes.
Mr. Hamily, like San Andreas Fault movie. They did not know that Las Vegas had a fault, right? And that's where it started.
Well, everything stays in Vegas anyway.
But it reached up to San Francisco in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. By the way, if you happen to be under a bridge during an earthquake and you feel this bridge coming down, do not stay in the car. They figured out in the San Francisco
Correct,
earthquake,
get out, run away.
those people who stayed in the car, they got squashed by
Under the bridge.
Under the bridge, right? But if you get out of the car and you lie down next to your car, the car will only collapse up to maybe 6 to 7 inches. And there's enough space next to the car to survive, but not in the car.
Of course,
Don't forget
very
that
important.
whatever they need daily,
Medicines.
there should be some
Yeah.
preparations
Yeah.
as well. Like their
Milk.
own food.
Yeah, their own baby foods.
And we are not just preparing for days. So there should be other things like books to keep them busy, to keep their minds away from
The disaster.
So you must have your cell phone packed so they'll be playing their.
We don't
games.
recommend
Big-
that
big
because
You don't recommend. So what you should recommend? That they-
books,
Oh,
you know,
books. Crayons.
games, these parlor games, and of course toys.
Yes. Something that they can be playing with their hands to keep their mind busy.
And if you have pets, especially the children, if they have pets, you should also make preparation for them.
Yes,
Oh.
of course. Our
Yeah,
dogs,
dogs,
our
cats,
cats,
whatever.
yes.
You should bring a backpack for a dog.
Mhm.
He has to carry his own.
Yes.
He can, I think.
And lastly, don't forget the elderly.
Very
There should
important.
be a different preparation for them.
Especially
They should be
their,
considered.
especially their daily maintenance medicines.
Yeah, that we did already. Especially with those people who've got diseases.
Diabetes. and things like that.
Diabetes,
Yeah.
heart problems. You know the one, there's an isocat which is good for people who suddenly get a chest pain. You must have that kind of medicine.
Yes. And for people who have allergies, you need your EpiPen with you all
Yes.
the time.
Okay, it's the medicine. No, it's very true. You should really make your list because for 3 days you might not have died of earthquake, but you could died of heart attack because you didn't drink your medicine,
Yeah.
right, brother?
Or your blood sugar went up.
Manfred.
Imagine
What else?
what the experts were saying, telling
Yeah.
us what will happen if that 7.2 earthquake
Will come.
will come. There will be chaos. Everything will be, unless the security forces will take over.
Yeah.
Food will be scarce. It's on the West Valley Fault.
Yeah.
That area can also be affected.
Correct.
So that's why we are not just expecting it on the West
Manila.
Valley Fault.
Correct.
And whatever happens is, like our
It's-
experience in way back 1990,
Yes.
yeah, it was in Caranglan, the epicenter.
Cabanatuan, was it?
Cabanatuan,
Yes.
Caranglan, Nueva Ecija. But why was
Baguio
it
was-
also Baguio was very hit?
Yeah.
You know, there was another fault line that developed.
That they did not know.
They did not know.
Just
Only-
like St. Andrew fault, St. Andreas
Yeah.
fault, they didn't know that there was a fault in Las Vegas. That made the cracking of everywhere.
So is there a history of tsunamis from Manila?
Not in our recorded history, but it can happen if that 7.2.
Yeah, because of
Sure.
that Manila Trench. If
Manila
that thing
Trench.
also breaks, then the whole water will come to Pasig River.
So this coastal area
Will be gone.
will be affected.
Correct.
They're expecting 10 meters high of water will be rushing in.
How about MOA, Mall of Asia? Are there any
It will
faults?
be affected.
Yes, because this only we how do you
It's
call
like
that?
2 meters
above sea
Reclaim
level.
area.
It's only a couple meters above sea level, if that, right?
Yeah, self-reliant preparing.
Self-reliance is like, I would not be expecting other people to help me.
Yeah, correct.
family.
Because they'll be helping themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
The main thing is, if you are prepared, if everything is taken care of, you can help others.
That's true too.
Yes, like part of our training in rescue. I'm a good rescuer, but I'm only as good if my, family is safe.
also safe. Correct.
Because if they are not safe, I cannot help others.
Yeah, just like
I will
the
be-
Rock
Right?
and the St.
The
Andreas
same
Fault.
thing. You know, like, well, rescuer would be risking their lives, but not my family.
It's
You
true.
see? So preparation, prepare your home, prepare your family. There's nothing wrong. If you have stockpiled a lot of food, you can still eat it. There's no problem. You have plenty of dates,
That's
good.
good.
You can share with us.
Yes, you can
But
share
it's
others.
like preparation is there. One thing with preparation of food, you should have a list of expiry dates.
That too.
Yes, so you
Because
can
you rotate
replenish
it.
it. You rotate.
Rotate
So that
it.
you won't have
Expired food,
expired
and you'll be in an emergency situation. You did not die of earthquake, but you died of food poisoning.
And you know, when the time comes that everything is settled down, everything
Yeah.
is already well taken care of, there's nothing wrong with plenty of food. Other people are in need, donate.
Yes,
It would be a good feeling.
that's true. Or your relatives maybe did not prepare
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
A lot
At
of
least you have
people.
something to share.
This is one thing we have learned, not only here in the Philippines, but as well in other countries. Even there's information campaign that we are doing.
If you're
we
not
have done
doing
it
it
also in
yourself.
other areas, but there are still people who are
Do
not.
not believe.
Not
Well, some
only
of
do
them may
not
not
believe,
have the money to stockpile
they cannot.
food.
They
you know.
cannot. They cannot. How would we expect?
Well, can they
people-
start with water at least?
Even that costs money, if you think about it.
It costs
right?
money.
Then they should go to our mayor and say, can I have 3 bottles of water in case of emergency?
The mayor will say it's prepared for emergency. Don't touch it yet.
Yeah, that's true. Man.
So then go to
It's
your
all-
nearest relative and your employer to donate you 3 bottles of water at least. Right?
Yeah, it's like how we prepare. We don't order one truckload of food, deliver it on. What we do is weekly we go to the grocery.
Yeah.
1 or 2 of those items we
We
make
use.
extract and then we put it in our
Correct.
stockpile. We don't buy in one big group.
Yes.
That would be raising suspicions anyways, right? if you think
Not
about
only
it.
that, there's not that need yet.
Yes.
So slowly you build up your stockpile.
But what do you think? Can it happen anytime soon?
It's
Like next month? This month?
There's no way of telling.
Knowing it, right?
No way of
I
telling.
have a question. 2 minutes! But anyway, when it happened, it was July, that 1990 earthquake. When Ruby Tower fell in an earthquake, it was also a July. I hope this is not
I
coming
don't
July.
like to make, I don't like to make predictions.
Anyway,
like
so
that.
okay, in a nutshell, last parting words po.
Nothing beats preparation.
Correct.
Even when say we have prepared everything, prepare yourself.
Yes.
It can happen to you.
Individual salvation, huh?
Yes.
And pray always. Okay.
Alright.
Vicky?
For me, I want to share what my teacher Karen Berg says. Don't let a little bad news impact your joy of life. Bad news can carry great lessons for which you can also be joyful.
So just be prepared, you know. And you see, I'm still smiling, even if I fear. So, how about you, my hero, my other hero, Bjorn Martinov?
So having gone through several earthquakes myself, it always comes as a surprise. Nobody's gonna be fully prepared,
Yeah.
mentally, emotionally, psychologically, stockpile-wise.
Yeah.
And the further you're away from the fault line, of course,
The safer you
the
can
safer
be.
you are, right?
Mhm.
And the more likely you get away with just a shock, maybe.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. But if you do live near fault line, prepare, and like our guest says, little by little add up. You know, even if you just put 50 pesos worth every week, I think
Yes.
after a while it still
Little bit,
adds
one
up,
water
right?
here, one water there every
Yeah.
day. And instead of using your cell phone, texting for 10 peso a day, 20 peso a day, please buy a bottle of water. At least put 500 mLs in your backpack. Thank you, Philippines, for tuning in, and thank you so much for being here, Mang Fred and Hamili. I really appreciate it. I learned something.
Yeah,
Have a
me too.
safe house. I didn't know about that. And also prepare yourself to defend yourself if you can. And thank you for coming in again and being here, my hosts, my co-hosts, Vicky Martinoff and Bjorn Martinoff and Hazel, who left earlier. Thank you, Philippines. And don't go away for the next show. Equal Justice is coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and
God
be
bless.
prepared.
Yeah.